Imagine how it would feel to find members of the Enforcement Division of the FCC at your door with a court order demanding to immediately have access to every cell phone owned by every owner and employee of your dealership. Or even worse, imagine what it would feel like to have a hungry, aggressive attorney set you up to create a class action lawsuit demanding the exact same thing during discovery. That could happen if even one of your car shoppers complains loud enough or to the right attorney where they discover even one of your employees has been texting them during their sales process in a non-compliant manner. On October 16, 2013, the FCC released a ruling amending a 2012 law. In it, they stated that all text messages from businesses to consumers must contain a strong statement that gives a clear and conspicuous disclosure that he or she will receive future text messages should they choose to opt in. The Cellular Telecommunications Industry Association, or CTIA, studied the law and concluded that it meant any businesses using text messaging must first get that person to opt in a way that they understand and agree to certain things before you ever even start the conversation with them. They determined it must tell them by opting in they are authorizing you to communicate with them via text, and that giving this consent is not a condition of purchase. It must also contain instructions regarding how to automatically stop all future text. Additionally, there must be a disclosure that normal text messaging rates, if any, apply. And finally, you must disclose your privacy policy or at least post a link to it. Then, to protect yourself, CTIA recommends you keep all these agreements for at least 4 years from the date they were originally agreed to, which is the length of time you will remain vulnerable to a lawsuit for each incident. I don't know about you, but just thinking about doing all that stuff with each text visitor wears me out. Unfortunately, if your dealership is typical, non-compliant texts are already being sent out by 60% of your salespeople at least once each day. That means you have over 300 opportunities for a $1,500 or greater fine for each salesman that is currently texting his prospects each year. And if a suit is filed, it will not be just on that text. It will be on every text that has been sent in an out-of-compliance manner by yourself or any of your staff for the last 4 years. So assuming the study that came up with those statistics is accurate, you could be facing a staggering $450,000 fine per employee per year currently texting out of compliance for the last 4 years. That can explain why fines such as $16.5 million for Papa John's Pizza, $57 million for Jiffy Lube, and $2.5 million for Lithium Motors, a car dealership, have been paid out recently. Now, I know that sounds bad, but let me be the first to say this is not your fault. The October 16th Amendment to the Telephone Consumer Protection Act is obscure at best, and who can blame you or your employees for communicating with the customers in the way they say they want to interact with you? That's just good business. And what is being done by your salesmen is not at all unusual. As I'm sure you're aware, your customers are changing. They're changing how they research cars, how they evaluate their options, and how they communicate with your dealership, primarily on their cell phone. And this year, 2015, is when cell phone usage has hit the tipping point where over 50% of all internet traffic is from mobile devices, and that number is still growing. And with mobile devices, you just have to accept you're always going to encounter a heavy amount of texting requests. So this problem and the opportunity for fines is only going to get worse. Did you know that recently a study showed that 63% of auto shoppers actually do research on their phones while they're looking at cars on your lot? And approximately half of those folks will buy a car that same day. When you couple that with the fact that 75% of the U.S. population now has a smartphone and 75.9% of them now use texting as a preferred communication tool, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand why over 6 billion text messages are sent in the U.S. each day. And 98% of them are actually being read compared to only 22% for email. and 98% of all those 6 billion texts are being read within 3 minutes. No wonder text has become the communication medium of choice. That's why it makes great economic sense to make it as easy as possible for them to first find you and then communicate with you using the method that they prefer and are most comfortable with. When you realize the size of the awards being given out for sending text in a non-compliant manner, this creates an extremely critical dilemma for you. Do you refuse to communicate via text to avoid the potential fines and possibly lose the deal? Or do you go ahead and take those chances, keeping your fingers crossed that nobody considering purchasing a car from you will ever sue you or blow the whistle on your non-compliant ways? Not exactly great alternatives in our lawsuit-happy society, are they? But what if you didn't have to make that choice? What if there was a way to make two-way text messaging easily and totally compliant with federal law while keeping you out of the compliance and record-keeping business? And what if there was a way to do all that without it wrecking or possibly even affecting your budget? Well, I have great news for you. That's exactly what we at Dealership Mobile TextChat have come up with for you. Our state-of-the-art text messaging service, Sales TextChat, has revolutionized two-way SMS text messaging for auto dealers and keeps you from getting in trouble with the texting police and super aggressive attorneys. It also monitors and manages your text messaging across your entire sales process. We can even put your web chat and text messaging on one integrated platform to help you better manage and evaluate your customer flow, which will lead to improved sales results. You'll be able to text and send pictures and send videos right to your customer in a fully compliant manner, while being legally protected on all future text by our system that automatically handles all the legal stuff, including the archiving of your messages and compliance agreements. So why risk it when you can get full compliance by letting our software handle it all for you? I think you would agree the peace of mind you would gain eliminating the possibility of huge fines on all future text is worth a great deal. But what if we could make the opportunity to get compliant and improve your sales even better for you? What if we could get you in this program without increasing your marketing expenses at all? Shocking, right? You see, we can often get you into this program without you increasing your sales and marketing budget by even a thin dime. That, for all practical purposes, makes the decision to implement this a no-brainer, doesn't it? The chances of you getting tangled in a compliance nightmare increase daily. Why not, right now, click on the button to the right to have even more information about this innovative technology sent to you today. You'll receive a link to another even shorter video providing you even more information about this amazing software and how it can help your dealership. Then you'll discover how, in addition to protecting your dealership, it can enhance your sales process, increase customer interaction, and ultimately help you increase sales. I think you'll find this video quite compelling as well. Or, if you want to speed up the process of eliminating your risk in this area, you can simply give me a call. My name is George Cunningham, and I own a dealership marketing business in Fort Worth. And you can reach me on my direct line at 817-847-1938. Just imagine being able to remove this risk from your dealership while increasing your engagement with your prospects, and most likely being able to do it without increasing your marketing budget even one penny. There is no long-term contract, and you can cancel at any time. What have you got to lose? Why not take the next step to remove the possibility of huge out-of-pocket compliance fines for your dealership by either clicking on the button to the right or by giving me a call? The cost of inaction could be huge, possibly millions of dollars, as Lithium Motors discovered the hard way, while the cost to implement this solution could be a net of $0 to your dealership balance sheet's marketing expense line. Hope to be able to help you get fully compliant soon. Take care.